Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at Memorial Stadium in El Dorado, Arkansas. It's halftime with about 12 and a half minutes to go before both teams take the field. It's the defending 2012 state champion Junction City Dragons on top of the Carlisle Bison 22-8. I'm joined right now with Kicks 103's Carter Bryant. How you doing, Carter?
Man, Jacob, what's going on, my friend? And, first off, it's really cool for me to be in the press box right here because I'm usually here for Wildcat football. But like I told my listeners on my show this morning, a great purple team's going to be playing at Memorial Stadium on Friday night, so you better show up. I've run into a couple of casual Wildcat fans here tonight that are going to make the trip tomorrow to Little Rock. So it's good seeing these Dragons. They're purple and gold. You know, I'm a purple and gold enthusiast, LSU graduate, so it's a lot of fun to see the lovely Junction City Dragons coming out here with the 22-8 lead.
Yes, definitely, no doubt about it. And we're getting closer to 10 minutes, and the first 10 minutes is kind of an opportunity to catch our breath, grab a bottle of water because an exciting first half. But let's talk about tomorrow. El Dorado going to play in the state championship game. Pine Bluff, kind of a slow start for the Wildcats to begin the year. How have you seen them progress and make it into the state finals?
Well, Jacob, you played with a great quarterback this year in Tyler Sikora, and he went through some growing pains, but when he played well, that's when y'all won y'all's games. Same thing with Clayton Waldron, the El Dorado quarterback. He's really grown and taken the progression. He had to step out of the shadow of a Reed boy and really become his own player. And he's a lot like Randall Holyfield of Junction City, a dual threat quarterback, really good with his arm, but really a cerebral quarterback, great at going through progressions, finding different ways to get guys open, and they're just good leaders as well. So whenever Clayton really started to get his stride, that's when this team started getting their stride. Now they're going to play a Pine Bluff team that's really physical. They have about 3 or 4 Jamario Bells up front. That's how good they are up front. And they have some great players that will probably be future Razorbacks in their own right. So Junction City, Pine Bluff, they lost to El Dorado on this field 21-14 earlier this year, but it was closer than even that score indicated. It was back and forth, a really physical game. It could really go either way tomorrow, but Jacob, you have played in state championship games. This is the first state championship game I'm going to attend as a broadcaster, or even as a fan, since 2001. So this is uncharted territory for me. You're the one that needs to come from me during this journey.
I hear you. It definitely should be a great game. I'm kind of familiar with the rematches from the regular season rematches in the state championship game. My senior year, that was the case with Beard, and we were able to avenge the mid-season loss.
And how about Bearden? This is a team I can't wait to see next Friday. I know they're losing to Desark right now at halftime, but I hope that it's Junction City and Bearden rematch. This is a classic rivalry that is starting to become a legendary aspect of 2A football. You look last year, the most miraculous finish you'll ever get in a state championship game was last year when you won in the last second with Shaq's miraculous pass. So, it would be really cool for me personally. I know it doesn't matter who you play. You want to play whoever's in front of you.
That's it.
But I would love to see another Junction City and Bearden rematch. They pushed you to the test earlier this year in a 13-8 ball game. I would love to see those Dragons go up against those Bears yet again.
Personally, I would too. I know, talking to some people, it's the fingernail biting. They don't know if they can take another thrill like it was last year. But you look on the other side. If Bearden's not able to pull it out, it's still going to be a rematch, this time from 2008, where we edged Desark by a field goal 10-8.
Yeah, and trust me, the history is crazy at Junction City, and that's why, right quick, I don't mean to do a shameless promotion. I want everyone to tune into my show, particularly on Friday mornings. Your dad comes in every Friday morning at 6 a.m. after a hard day's work. This guy is coming in here like the Energizer Bunny. I'm coming up from sleep, and I'm nearly about knocked out, and your dad comes in, brings the heat, and he'll be in next Friday morning to preview, hopefully, what will be a state championship preview show. But he's come in, and your dad's done a great job. It's the Carter Bryant Show. Tune in every Monday through Friday morning from 6 to 8 a.m. on AM 1400, 107.1 FM, The Fan. And, what's actually cool for me, Jacob, is I'm a big in-person guy. I like seeing teams in person, and by coming to Memorial Stadium and this game being on a Friday night, I get to see the Dragons in person. person. And this has truly been a splendiferous, yes, I made up that word, a splendiferous evening so far. I know it's raining hard, but the true Junction City faithful are out here.
Yes,
and
they are.
You know what's really spectacular? Jacques Stancy.
Yes,
What else can we say about this guy? Overheard about 70 yards rushing in the first half. He's probably going to go for a gazillion in the second half. It's so much fun to watch you guys come out here, play on a turf field. Y'all speed at full advantage, and right now you guys aren't slipping around much, and that's a good thing to see.
Yes, it is. And talking about Dancy, with the run he had about midway through the second quarter, he went over 3,000 yards for his career. What, some people like to say, oh, well, it's the classification he plays in, 2A football. 3,000 yards, I don't care if you're playing 7A, 2A, 6-man. I mean, 3,000 yards, that's a nice feat. And the thing is, he's only a junior.
I couldn't even run 100 yards against a peewee team. Trust me. 3,000 yards is 3,000 yards. And, he's just been crazy. Like your dad explained to me, I didn't know this, the history of the number 3 jersey at Junction City. I didn't know that going in. Not everyone could wear that jersey. He is truly a special player. And that's what I told people on my show all week, Jacob, that people need to come out and see this guy play. I say every week, El Dorado is very fortunate to see Bijan Jackson play every week, a guy that's going to play with
special talents.
Yeah, really special guy. And Dancy and Bell, particularly those two, along with Armstrong, who is just Dick Buckison out here.
Yes, he is all over the field.
A tackling machine. Those guys. Brad Smith's son is having a great game so far, and it's fun to watch all you guys come together and play together as a team.
Yes, it is. One quick question before we get back to the game. College football, BCS National Championship game.
Goodness gracious.
Auburn or Florida State?
Well, 7 SEC teams are going bowling this year, and you look at Auburn, Gus Malzahn. You're a former guy that played all the positions. That zone read stuff is hard to play against.
Yes, it is.
And Florida State's not seen an offense like that this year. Gus Malzahn's a genius. He's one of the best coaches I've ever seen. It's weird because Florida State is more than a touchdown favorite. I didn't expect that to be the case. I like Auburn right now. I know they've gotten some lucky wins, but they've been there. They have a guy that's been there in Gus Malzahn. I know Jimbo's been there with LSU, but right now I'm gonna slide with Auburn just a tad bit because they've been there. And overall, what they did against Missouri was shocking.
Yes, it was. Trey Mason.
Trey Mason's a beast. Over 300 yards rushing in that game. And the zone read's a very difficult thing to stop. Florida State's not seen it yet. And Florida State, trust me, the best team that they played this year has been Clemson, and they frankly aren't that good. So I like Auburn right now. They've beaten better teams, albeit with some great luck. I would go Auburn a slight 3-point favorite now because of Trey Mason and the zone read. I really do believe that.
And there's something about the diehard Junction City fans can remember the 99 game with Shiloh Christian, Gus Malzahn. There's just something about the magic that he brings to the table.
Why is he a wizard? Does he have some kind of magic or anything like that?
My dad was talking about it earlier about popping the I believe it was November 26, 1999 quarterfinal game between Shiloh Christian. He can watch the first half, but gets to halftime, he's got to cut it off.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But once again, Friday morning, 107.1, the legend Wayne Pumphrey will be in studio with me, as he has been the last couple of mornings, bringing the Junction City Magic. Hopefully he'll be previewing a state championship game. And also, for Wildcat football fans that want to listen in, Kicks 103, 5:30, our pregame show starts live from War Memorial Stadium. And all I'm going to do is just keep y'all seats warm for when y'all are there next week. That's all.
Sounds good.
That's all I'm going to do.
Sounds good.
Can't wait to see it. Thank you so much for letting me come by.
Yes, sir. Glad to have you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
And we're just under 4 minutes to go here at halftime. Memorial Stadium in El Dorado, Arkansas. It's the Junction City Dragons 22. Carlisle Bison 8. The Dragons a half of football away from punching their 6th ticket to the state finals in War Memorial.
And especially since 2003, when you look at what all's went on from then till now, it's unreal. And I was telling Carter this morning, 11th time last 13 years Junction City has played in a semifinal game. And real quick, folks, let me say this. Carter Bryant, if you're on Facebook, the Carter Bryant Show, go over and give it a like. When I first met Carter and talked to him, the format he brings really in-depth covering Union County football, and that's what you want. You know, he brings in the defensive coach, he brings in the offensive coordinator, people like that, and you get into football. And if you're a football nerd, like I'll just say like me, you know, sitting up 1 o'clock in the morning looking at some stat that may not matter, but you just thrilled with it or whatever, you need that kind of coverage around here.
Yes, you do. And speaking of coverage, how many deep snappers get interviewed not once but twice in the same football season? So I'd like to just take the time, thank Carter for, give me some airtime, representing for deep snappers everywhere.
You know what? I'll even throw you one more thing. Trey Junkin got interviewed one time, but it was after a bad snap against San Francisco.
Exactly.
Hopefully he's not listening to it. But, yeah, you managed to get on there without a bad snap. But seriously, folks, Carter Bryant's show every weekday morning, 6 to 8. I believe he said 107.1. The Fan.
Yes.
The Fan. And the Carter Bryant Show on Facebook. Tomorrow night, they're on the air at 5:30 on Kicks 103. The Cats and Coach Scott Reed going after the Zebras of Pine Bluff for a win. And do your favorite thing right now. Let's go ahead and talk about our good friends from the Arkansas Activities Association.
The schools participating in this football playoff game are members of the Arkansas Activities Association as authorized by their school boards. The administrators of these schools have helped to write the rules and regulations that govern participation of students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the AAA. The AAA, which is sponsoring this football playoff game, is a voluntary nonprofit educational association of some 500 junior and senior public and private high schools of Arkansas. The regulations which guide these events are adopted by the schools themselves and determine the type of program they believe to be most desirable for high school youth. The AAA is one of 50 state organizations that belong to the National Federation of State High School Associations. This association formulates policies, game rules, and standards for inter-school competition. The schools of Arkansas have adopted these rules on eligibility, which correspond to those recommended by the National Federation. Aren't you glad you got me in the booth with you to be able to read all that?
You are my favorite AAA reader.
I appreciate that.
It's not even close.
Somebody's got to do it.
I'm going to holler at the old man from Huddick down there. Mr. Rev, you got 53 here with 12 tackles. Is that correct? Okay, and that is, I believe, Mr. Freeman, Matthew Freeman.
Yes,
and I was just talking with, before you interviewed Carter, we were talking about some of the guys that don't get as much pub as the others, stepping up and making some plays. Matthew Freeman, 12 tackles at the half. And for any other team, he would lead the team. But I'm going to throw a little trivia at you real quick, instant trivia. Who's leading the team in tackles right now at the half?
Do I get choices?
You get choices. Now, I'll tell you what, you don't deserve a choice.
All right.
You just need to tell me.
Josh Armstrong.
Josh Armstrong has 14 tackles at the half. 14 tackles at the half. Unreal. We talked about Jaquise Dancy. He went over 3,000 yards rushing in a career. And we also talked about, the passing game still ain't quite where you'd like to see it. But, hey, when you get a 58-yarder for a touchdown, you can't complain. Looking back at the first half, Jacob, what would you like to see the Dragons? Let's start with this first. What would you like to see them do a little bit better than what they did? Do better in the second half, than what they did in the first half?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind would be hold on to the football. I mean, we've seen, I believe the Dragons have lost 2 fumbles, I believe. I know they've put the ball on the ground more than 2 or 3 times, and they've got lucky and the balls went out of bounds. But just to hold on to the football, because this Carlisle offense, nothing's changed in there at halftime. They still have the ability to hold the ball for 7, 8, even 9 minutes at a time. So for the Dragon offense, hold on to the football, and for the Dragon defense, that defensive line has to continue to have low pad level, fire off the ball, and try to disrupt this high-powered Bison offense, because we've seen them struggle at times with trying to get a handle on the ball, and the low pad movement and the being very quick off the football can contribute to a lot of that.
And we talked about Coach Carpenter. When you get to this time of the year, all at once you're sitting there, you're studying film, you're getting ready to play Junction, and you get out there and they run something. Hey, we didn't see this on film. We saw the play that he designed, which was Nancy would run the ball to the 40, Kevin Benjamin would pick it up and run 23 more.
That's the one they didn't put on film.
That's the one they didn't put on film. And here's the interesting thing. Of course, Mr. Dancy leads in rushing at the half, according to Rev. He put that Huddick High Education work and told me it was 72 yards rushing at the half. Kelvin Benjamin is second with 23 yards. Now, if you'd have told me before the game Kelvin Benjamin's going to be second leading rusher, I'd have said, can we get somebody else to help me tonight? But, I mean, he was in the right place at the right time.
And we laugh about it, and I even talked about being a former offensive lineman. When you touch the ball, you're having to pry the person's fingers off of it because they don't want to give it up. But the reason Kelvin Benjamin was down there to pick up the ball is because he was being selfless and trying to, look for that extra block to spring his running back. It kind of got rewarded right there, being able to pick it up and tote it 23 more yards.
And in Monday's film session, the head Dragon's going to give him an attaboy, I guarantee you that.
Definitely.
We are almost ready for the second half as the clock winds down here on the mandated 20-minute half. Junction City leading 22-8. And Jacob, I'm going to put you on the spot again. Our title sponsor is El Dorado Chemical, with Dragon Sports Network's coverage of Junction City football. Give us a quick rundown on the fine sponsors that also help out to keep us on the air.
A bunch of hometown sponsors proud to serve the Junction City and surrounding areas. Junction City Florist, Junction City Pharmacy, McDonald's Grocery, Hog Wild Pest Control, Blackman's Supply, also Three Creeks Baptist Church and Three Creeks Baptist Youth Ministry, STI Sims, First Financial Bank, and Legacy Neurosurgery.
All fine sponsors, proud sponsors of the Dragon Sports Network. We are ready to start the second half. Just a quick reminder, Dragon Sports Network is a property of the Junction City School District. Any use or description of this game or whatever you want to do with it, you must get permission from the Junction City School District. Contact the school. I don't know the phone number and all that, but if you need it, you get a hold of the Junction City School District I'm not sure what I'm trying to say here. I'm ready for the second half to get started. In other words, don't use it unless you ask us.
In a nutshell.
I'm not good with disclaimer. That's why I was glad you was here tonight, because if you hadn't been here and I had to read that AAA disclaimer, I think I'd have cried. We are ready for some football now. Junction City leads at the half, 22-8. Carlisle's going to get the ball to start the second half, and this is a key possession here. We're just talking about it with some Dragon fans in the other room in there. They were with our infamous video crew. This second half possession, Carlisle. Junction City can stop them here, get the ball back, and score. We're in control all the way.
And it would put pressure on Carlisle, especially, at the time of possession that they like to keep the ball 6, 7, 8 minutes at a time. You all of a sudden you're down 3 touchdowns. That puts a little pressure on the offense to score quickly.
All right, a cross kick is going to be taken. I believe that is Rick's. And he's starting up the sideline, and the Dragons going to have to wrap him up. A little bit of a shoulder tackle him, and it ain't going to work on that big guy. He lumbers up to about the 42, 43-yard line. That's where Carlisle go to work, 1st and 10. And like we just said, Jacob, big possession here. You want to see the Dragons take control and shut it down immediately.
Yes, it will. Low pad level. Need great performance by Armstrong and Bell in the ends. And we've also seen some big plays from the secondary guys, flying up, making stops, making tackles. So big drive right here.
All right, 1st and 10 from about the 42-yard line, and hold everything.
Timeout, Junction City.
Okay, not sure what happened there, but Coach Smith is pulling them all over to have a little chat. Hate to see a timeout used like that immediately.
Yes,
something wasn't right.
Carlisle apparently come out and lined up in something that Dragon defense wasn't able to recognize as quickly as the coaching staff would have liked. So I think they would call a timeout and get that straightened out.
Yes, sir. And Coach Carpenter, been around him long enough, 20-something years. I know when he's not happy, and he's not thinking about the weather right now. He walked down to about the 25-yard line, turned around, and I imagine he said, "Dadgummit, I hate using a timeout like that." Something wasn't right, but you'd rather get it fixed and something go wrong. Ball is on the 43-yard line. So 1st and 10, we just start in the second half. Junction City leads 22-8. Here's the play. Give up the middle. That is going to be Keandre Evans on the tackle. The runner is number 16, and that is Thomas McCallie. He'll pick up about a nice 6-7 yards there on 1st down. So second half now underway. And Carlisle's not going to do nothing different right now. They know if they can control it and get in that end zone, it's still their game. Still the way they want to play this game.
It's just a 14-point game.
Right.
We've seen them control the clock, and touchdown, and we're within one score.
That's right. All right, again, here's a give, and it's in the middle. It's going to be a pickup of about 2. Rick's on the carry, and now, folks, the rain has officially arrived. It is coming down. And the good thing about it, up here on this nice turf, we ain't got to really worry about it too much. No mud involved. Ball's on the 49-yard line of Junction City. 10 minutes, 54 seconds to go, third quarter. Opening possession of the second half. Dragons leading by 14. Carlisle still same base offense. Here's a give this time. He gets hit at the line but breaks loose. It's going to depend on the spot. I don't think he got it. I think he's going to come up short.
The Bison went back to a play we've seen run multiple times in the first half. Basically, just a little dive play out of the I-wing formation with the wingback set to the right side. He'll lead in there with the fullback for a block. Great job right there by the Dragon defensive line to hold their ground. Like I said, there's a lot of guys in this offense. There's a lot of guys moving around, a bunch of sometimes pre-motion, and then as the play's running, you have to be true to your ability and not necessarily what your eyes are telling you where to go.
That's right, and it's going to be 4th and 1. Big play right here. Huge play right here. 4th and 1 from about the 49. Here's the give. He's going to get the first down, and I believe that was 16 again. Yes, he is right on the first down mark.
I believe he got it.
Yeah, I believe he's got it. First. No, they're going to measure. Holy Moses, I thought he had it, man.
I did too.
Rev, I put him down. Throw his name in the pot. He said he don't have it. Carter, what do you say?
No, he's got it.
Carter says he's got it. Yeah. Derek, you the man with the you say he got it. All right, I'm betting on them, Rev. Especially Derek, because he's peering in here at the camera. They're going to stretch it out.
He got it by the nose of the football.
He got it by the nose. It was close. You knew it all along, didn't you? So first down for the Bison at the 47 of Junction City. We're just getting into the second half. 9:55 to go, and the Dragons lead 22-8 as the rain comes on down. And Jacob, they're still running basically the same. I ain't going to say the double wing, but
no, it's the I-wing.
The I-wing. Nothing fancy there. Still same base stuff. Here we go.
Flashy.
The give into the middle, and this time the Dragons wrap them up. Nothing happening there. It's going to bring up second down. A Carlisle coach, he come out on the field a little ways shaking his towel. He did not like that. Something didn't quite go right.
That was Weddle on the carry. The Dragons in a 5-3 formation to start the second half. They flirted with it, I guess you could say, a little bit in the first half between that and their base. But, with an offense like this, when you have all 11 guys bunched in there tight, you need to put more men in the box. The Dragons are counting for that so far.
All right, it's going to bring up a second, and I'm going to call it 9, almost 10. From the 47, here's a give again, and
Whittle.
Nothing happens. Whittle, and he'll pick up about, let's call it 2 yards. So 3rd and 8 with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. And one good thing about it, Jacob, with the clock, with this kind of offense and the clock running, if Carlisle doesn't make something happen, you're cutting down on your opportunities.
It does. It becomes a disadvantage for them with the time of possession, the way they like to control the football for long periods of time. And, if they're not able to get anything out of this drive, it will be a big hurt for them. Double
wing. Here's the give to Ricks. He's trying to swing it back around, and that's a man. Look at this. A good, hard run. But he did not have the first down. Did not have it. And then he kept going and got it. A hard run by Ricks.
Several Dragons there with initial contact. Honestly, I think at the line of scrimmage, and then he just lowered his shoulder and kept driving his feet, and he had a little help from a couple of teammates to push him along, but nonetheless a good run right there by Devon Ricks. We've seen it all night.
And also the way that Powell moved, that reminded me of Kenneth Dixon running against Carlisle in 2011 state final. I mean, you just saw the Powell keep going down the field.
Yes.
So 1st and 10 from the 35. Bison got another first down. Here's a give again, and this time the play is blowed up, nowhere to go. The Dragons come charging through, nothing happening. Just a host of Dragons on the play. Bale, Mason, Believe that was 21. Also in there, and I bless his heart, I forgot his name, Devontae Smith, also in on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 10. And another thing we was talking about, he cuts down on opportunities. It also forces Carlisle, you're basically playing 4-down football all the way.
Yes,
There's no, are we going to punt if we have to? No, we're going.
And then that's evident in the first half. They didn't have one single punt and only threw the ball, I believe, 3 times. So.
That's it. That is it. 2nd, let's call it 11 to give again. I believe that is Ricks. Not sure.
Yes, Deron Ricks.
Deron Ricks, and he picks up about a yard and a half. It's going to bring up 3rd and another long situation for the Bison. Let's call it 3rd and about 9.
The offense begins and ends with Ricks. Over 1,700 yards rushing this year. 22, make it 23 after his score in the first quarter. They're trying to line him up in different positions. The wing, they lined him up, fullback, halfback. He even threw the pass right there at the end of the first half to try to get something going. So it begins and ends with him.
All right, 3rd and let's call it 9. And again, Ricks storms the middle, breaks tackles. He's going to the end zone. Touchdown, Carlisle. And what you didn't want to happen just happened. A great run by Ricks, and now our score is 22-14. 6:47 to go. 3rd quarter. That drive took 5 minutes, 13 seconds. So it pays off for the Bison.
I might have mentioned this earlier in the broadcast, but the offense begins and ends with Ricks. He just toted it in right there, and as you said, it was 5 minute 13 second drive. This is where it's going to be key for the Dragons to be able to. No score is a bad score, but kind of milk some more of that clock. Go up 2 scores again. And then kind of put the pressure back on Carlisle. Yes, you can't have a 3 and out.
Now they're going for 2. Big play here and
false
hold
start.
Everything. We got a false start. Let's see what happened. Half the Carlisle line said, let's get it on, and the other half said, what's happening here? And it is against the Bison, so that'll back them up. If they go for 2, make it. It's a 6-point game, and it puts them in real good position. Here, and they didn't hesitate first time to go for 2 when they scored. If they kick and don't make it, then it does put the pressure on them. You got to go for 2. If you kick and make it, you could put them in a position where if they score, the 2 points wins them the game. So this key thing right here, and I believe they're going to try to kick it. No, they're going for the 2 again.
Pass
play, rolls out looking for somebody. Nobody there. Bale will bring them down at about the 17-yard line. So the 2-point conversion is no good. Our score remains 22-14. Dragons in charge. 6:47 to go. 3rd quarter. And let me ask you this. You're talking about the offense beginning and ending with Ricks. Some of the ways they have lined them up and stuff, it's like they're trying to disguise what they're doing just a little bit to throw you off. Would you agree?
Yes, I would, because they lined them up on the wing on the far side of the field, the left side, as they were driving toward the south end zone. It was just a simple handoff to the fullback, and he went 8 yards. 8 yards in a cloud of dust, so to speak. So, I mean, just because he's lined up in a certain place doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to get the football, but it does mean that you got to account for him.
And that's what a couple times when I was trying to find them here, and like I said, I'm having trouble. Well, getting old for one, having trouble catching the numbers. But I'll try to spot, where did they have him lined up at? Okay, he's not really going to be in on this play, and then sure enough, here he comes in.
And he's even blocked several times for Weddle as he's carried the ball. Another guy with over 1,200 yards rushing this year and 20 touchdowns.
All right, the little kind of cross kick, if you want to call it that. Avery will fair catch it at about the 45-yard line, and that's where Junction City will go to work. Great field position for the Dragons. And I know you already heard us say it, folks, but again, another key possession because you're opening up the second half now for the Dragon offense. 6:47 to go. Carlisle coming out the gate, taking 5 minutes and some change off the clock and scoring. 1-possession game. We need an answer from the Dragon offense. From the 45, Holyfield in the gun. He's got Dancy beside him. Bale in tight. Here's the give to Dancy. He dances in the middle to the 50, runs through a tackle to about the 46-yard line. A nice 9-yard pickup by Jaquise Dancy. And it puts the Dragons in a 2nd and 1, and it gives Coach Carpenter a lot of options when you got a little 2nd and 1 to deal with.
Yes, it does. Just a basic little give out of the shotgun formation, and Dancy did the rest with his legs. That's how you wanted to start the first drive of the second half. Quick 9-yard gain, and as you said, many options for Coach Carpenter here on 2nd and 1.
6 minutes, 15 seconds to go, third quarter. Dancy still in the backfield with Holyfield. Holyfield still in the gun. He's got 2 split to the top, 1 in the bottom. Drops back, looks, makes a quick throw. It is going to be dropped. Should have been handled. That throw was on. Incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 1. Rogers with the drop there.
Another big play right here by the safety. Chance Richards got a helmet on the football, knocked it away. Rogers wasn't able to pull it in. He had another big play on Dancy in the first. I believe the Dragons' first or second drive of the game, was able to knock the ball away from Dancy to stall that drive.
So a good lick there.
Yes.
Okay, that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Let's see what the Dragons do. The give's going to be to Dancy again. He's at the 45. Dancy at the 40. Dancy down to the 39, near the 38-yard line. Let's say about the 39. It will be a first down for Junction City.
Good job by Taylor Mason pulling from his right guard position to get around and get his hand on somebody, open up the hole a little bit for Dancy to get a little extra running room.
So the Dragons with a first down at the Bison 39-yard line. And Coach Carpenter and company said, you know what, we're going to come out here and just kind of take our time doing things, which makes for a fast-moving quarter because we're already at the 5:45 mark of the third quarter. Junction City with a 1st and 10, the Bison 39-yard line. Holyfield in the gun. He drops back. He's looking. Holyfield going over the middle, and it does not even get to Sailor Wilson, who kind of had the inside track there, but the ball hitting the ground well before it got to Wilson.
Pressure right there from the right side of the Carlisle defensive line kind of forced Holyfield, I think, to get it. Kind of made him sense he needed to get rid of the ball a little sooner than he wanted to, and was just short trying to hook up with Wilson.
So we face a 2nd and 10, and the Dragons, they got Wilson split to the Dragons Junction City side of the field. Now we got a stoppage in play. And let's see what we got. Officials talking it over here. And while we're doing that, Jacob, throw us a few sponsors out there, some people that's helped make all this possible.
Legacy Neurosurgery, First Financial Bank, 7 convenient Union County locations, STI Sims, Three Creeks Baptist Church, and Three Creeks Youth Ministry.
All right. I think what it is a clock issue. And that's what we're dealing with here right now. In fact, Coach Hutch just come flying through.
5:30 on the clock.
And they want 5:30 on the clock. They got 5:30 on the clock, and that's what we wanted. Okay. So the officials, they on top of it. And the good thing about it, you get this far into the postseason.
You need somebody out there that knows what they're doing.
And these guys, despite one call that they missed, they've been doing fine. All right, here we go. The gives to Dancy. Dancy's trying to find some running room. Dancy has found a little bit of running room. He's at the 35. Breaking tackle. Stepped over a man at the 30. Mr. Dancy. I mean,
it's his neighborhood.
That's his neighborhood, and that's what he does, and that's what he does best. And I have a limited vocabulary anyway, but I cannot find some words to use sometimes the way he handles the football. I mean,
we talk about the flash, the speed, the even the power. Not really a big guy. We talk about the power, but we need to talk about the patience of that run right there. It looked like he might be bottled up. Took the necessary time he needed to see where he was going, and first down, Junction City.
And the ball will sit on the Carlisle 28-yard line. 5:23 to go, third quarter. The Dragons lead 22-14, trying to answer Carlisle's score here to open the second half. Sailor Wilson, Jarkel Brown split to the Dragons side, and then we got a flag. And let's see what we got. And it won't be good. No, it won't. Procedure will back Junction City up 5 yards there, and it will make it 1st and 15. The ball now on the 33-yard line. But I'll go ahead and say with this offense, we can overcome that pretty easily.
Yes,
Hopefully we will. Okay, same set. We got Sailor Wilson, Jarkel Brown split to the Junction City side field. Man split to the upper side. Holyfield back, looking. Is going to put it up. He's got Brown, but I don't know. Out of bounds.
Unable to get a foot down.
Could not get a foot down. Made the catch, but was out of bounds.
Great effort right there. Holyfield, great job staying in the pocket. Took a pretty good lick after letting the ball go, but just could not hook up with so far his favorite target tonight in Brown.
All right, 2nd and 15. Coach Carpenter getting ready to send the play in. Checking into the game, Robert Armstrong. Josh Armstrong coming out as Rogers. And let me go ahead and put you on the spot. What we going to do here on 2nd and 15?
Probably going to toss it. I wouldn't be surprised if we did try to run a draw right here.
All right.
Bunch formation. We hadn't seen this tonight.
All right, bunch formation. Here's the give. It's going to be to Dancy. Dancy cuts to the inside. Dancy's at the 30. Dancy's at the 25. It will be a pickup of about 7 yards there. Let's see where they end up marking it. And now it's going to be, they backed up just a hair. It's going to be about about 5 yard gain. It's going to bring up third. Scoreboard's got 3rd and 26. I don't think it's 3rd and 26. 4:48 to go in the third quarter. Junction City leading 22-14. Here we go to give again to Dancy. He goes off tackle. He picks up about 3 or 4 more yards, and it's going to bring up 4th down. And I would safely say, no doubt, we're going.
Yes.
Let's call it 4th and 5. Big play here for the Dragons. You need to get this first down, keep things moving. You do not want to hand this ball back to Carlisle, and it'll be a one-possession game. Here we go, 4th down. The gives to Dancy. Dancy's going off tackle. Dancy's at the 20, 15 to 10 to 5. Mr. Dancy goes to the house. Touchdown, Junction City. The old 4th and 5, go ahead and score on it play. I knew it was coming.
Yes, it was. The same play. They flipped the trips bunch to the far side of the field, handed it to Dancy, and I don't believe he was touched on his way to the end zone.
I do not believe he was touched until his teammates congratulated him. 4:04 to go, third quarter. It's now 28-14, Junction City. BTP, BTP, BTG. Big-time players make big-time plays, big-time games. Mr. Dancy just did it.
And he has 132 yards on the ground tonight.
Wow. Getting ready for the extra point. Will Smith with a hold. Jarkel Brown to kick it. Bad. The snap's out. Will's got to run with it. Will throws it. And yes, got it. Got it. Who got it? Was that Armstrong? That was
Armstrong. Yes,
Robert
it was.
Armstrong. Will Smith. Movie magic cool. Tosses it to Robert Armstrong for the 2.
The snap was inside of his body, forcing him not able to get the ball around in time for Brown to kick it. Called, usually the call is a fire call to let your skill guys know they need to run a route. Wanted to keep it, wanted to tote it in there, but dropped back and found Armstrong. I don't know if he could have designed that one any better.
No, and I guarantee you, I can't help it. That's a couple of good old boys I'm at the junction sitting there and go, yeah, Carpenter had that drawed up all along. I know he did. Junction City 30, Carlisle 14. The Dragons answer the Bison. And now we're back with the situation we started with in the second half, Jacob, except for one thing. There's about 8 minutes less on that clock.
Yes, it is.
So what does Carlisle do now? Do we force them? Do you think that's going to force them out of that offense? Or are they still going to keep trying to do what they're going to do?
I don't believe Carlisle was down 19-6 to
Rising.
Right, yes, Rising. 2 weeks ago, they stuck with the offense, and here they are tonight. So I don't see them. Urgency, yes, a little more urgency. Guys, not getting to the line of scrimmage, getting the ball snapped, because time is valuable, and it's it's kind of slipping away from here in the third quarter.
That's right. The kickoff there, Weddle brings it back to about the 37-yard line. Is where Carlisle go to work. 3:58 to go, third quarter. The Dragons lead 30-14. You're watching Junction City football on the Dragon Sports Network, presented by our fine title sponsor, El Dorado Chemical. From the 37-yard line, here's the give. Mr. Ricks hits the middle. This time the Dragons are there to greet him. A pickup of about 3 on the play brings up 2nd and 7. And I tell you, I was satisfied. They want to do this right here. Eat that clock up.
Definitely.
Let's just eat that clock up, because they're going to force themselves. I mean, needless to say, every possession is valuable. It's precious. But that, like I said, that sense of urgency just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
And on top of that, it is a 16-point game, so 2 touchdowns and 2-point conversions can only tie it.
And one more thing real quick, conditioning. We'll get that in a second. All right, here we go. Ricks again. This time the Dragons are there to greet them. A host of Dragons to greet them. And the first guy to meet him, Mr. Armstrong,
yes,
Josh Armstrong, he said, "Welcome to Memorial Stadium. I'm Josh Armstrong," and that will be a pickup of about, I don't think he got anything on that
He got back to the line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage, and that's it. So it's now 3rd and 7, 2:55 to go, third quarter. And a while ago, Jacob, I used that word conditioning. That's fixing to play a factor here in a minute, I believe. We're going to see just how conditioned Carlisle is, because I can promise you those guys in the purple jerseys, they're ready.
Yes, they are.
Forgive me, folks. Quick swig of water. 3rd and 7 from the 40. Here we go. The give this time, I believe that is nothing happening.
Jamarquez Owens, just about every linebacker on the field. I mean, if the defensive line can't talk more about them tonight at the way they've kept their pads low. They fired off the football.
Yes, sir.
Not many of their names are getting called, but because of them, this is where these linebackers and even these safeties who are, Carlisle not having anybody out wide,
right?
Run them down in there, making plays.
Well, I'll say this
begins with the defensive line.
I'll say this real quick. Armstrong, Evans, and Brown, neither one were in on the tackle. They were in secondary handling things. 4th down. That's the easiest way to say it. The other 8 were there. And I believe this is a punt formation. Not sure, but I believe it is. Carlisle is actually going to punt it away, and it's a good punt. Jarkel's back there. He's not going to get a chance, though, to return as the ball squibbles back upfield a little, about out at the 30-yard line. Yeah, that last play, 8 Dragons in on it. And I was standing there going, okay, it'd be easier to say this. Josh, Keandre, and Jarkel, they were in the second. Yes, we're not. They were standing there looking at each other going, wow, man, we got everybody moving tonight.
And that's where the, I'm not saying Carlisle has a lack of a passing game, but from what we've seen tonight, they haven't been able to throw it around. So, you already got 8 guys in the box, 5 down linemen, 3 linebackers. Those safeties move up a little bit. You got everybody around the ball trying to make a play.
Well, I know years ago when we started making our playoff runs, Coach Carpenter told me something, and I've never forgotten it. If you have a weakness and you make a run into the playoffs, it will be found out. All right, there's a snap. The ball is fumbled, and this is not what we wanted. Holyfield could not get a handle on it or something, and picked it up, fumbled it again as he got hit. And a big opportunity for Carlisle at the Dragon 20 with 1:31 to go, third quarter. They're down 2 scores.
Knocking on the door now.
Knocking on the door. And this possession here is going to be huge from the 21-yard line, let's call it.
Low snap right there. That's about all. That's what started it.
All right, Johnson bringing everybody out in the box to give to Ricks. He storms in there running hard to go to about the 10. Is not. I believe he's near first. That depends on where they mark it. Does he have it?
I think he does. Yeah, they may measure it. Nope.
They're calling it first down.
So
I believe.
So the Bison will be able to get a first down without
scoring. And that is just when you had things turned your way. There comes the old miscue.
And that's that's a product of just got to keep playing ball. Carlisle yet to surrender.
All right, here we go. The give again. This is going to be. Wait a minute. We got a fumble. Junction City's got the ball back. All right. So the opportunity for Carlisle disappears. The Dragons, if I can say it right, opportunistic Dragons get the ball back and a chance here to retake control of this game, because we got to get out of our shadow of our own end zone here and get moving. But what I was going to say a while ago, talking about if you have a weakness as you get further into playoffs, it will be found out. If you cannot throw the ball, if you have trouble passing, we had that problem in 06. Think about it. Made the finals, and it come to bite us. Carlisle's not a passing team. If Junction City can do something here, they're going to force Carlisle to have to open it up. And then that's when the opportunities get even bigger for the Dragons.
Yes, it does.
Here we go.
Fumble snap again.
And this is ridiculous. And Carlisle's got it back. We've had 3 fumbles in a row here. This is unreal.
So that was I believe they were under center right there, and it's just a quarterback center exchange, which is going to happen often when you're in the shotgun. It even happens at the collegiate level. We had problems with it this year. Socorro in the shotgun tries to get under center. You know, either he's trying to move quicker than the ball gets there, the ball's not getting there quicker than he'd like. Regardless, it's a golden opportunity for the Bison.
And
Riggs touchdown.
Riggs is in. Junction City was not even quite set on the defensive line, and Riggs is in just like that. 30-20. My goodness gracious. 1:08 to go in the third quarter, and a very huge 2-point conversion coming up. And I see Coach Carpenter. I believe that is it. He is storming down the sideline with a bag in his hand. And I think we're fixing he's fixing. I don't know if they got ball dry or what, but he is very upset. And we got a penalty.
Carlisle. Penalty on Carlisle.
Yes. What we got there, Jacob?
I did not.
All right, so hold everything. Yeah, that's what I'm fixing to ask. Let's hold everything, ladies and gentlemen. A personal foul after the play. And that's
even better than a hold.
That's even better than a hold, because now that means the 2-point conversion, and I'm sure that's what they're going to go for, no doubt, is going to take place from about the 18-yard line instead of where it normally would. And the reason this 2-point conversion is huge, if they don't get it, it stays a two-possession game for Junction City, and that's what we want. We want a 2-possession game here. We want to quit fumbling the ball, too. All right, 2-point play.
Pressure.
Here we go. And he is going to be swarmed down by, let's start with number 9, Robert Armstrong, 67. Jacob, help me out there on 67. I don't, bless my heart, forgot his name.
Excuse me, I'm looking for my roster.
Also in on the tackle.
Marquez Singleton. He applied the pressure up the middle, and no, I don't think anybody touched Armstrong on the end. He finally got a free run at the quarterback. He's been having to battle with a tight end or a wing back all night. Finally was able to let loose, and you see what he was able to do.
Yes, he did. Paid huge.
And it's, as you mentioned, it stays a 2-possession game.
With 1:08 to go, third quarter, Junction City 30, Carlisle 20. Somebody's trying to buy a ticket to ride the Little Rock, and we are 1 minute and 8 seconds away from ending this third quarter, heading into the fourth. And I'm very interested to see how this kick's going to be here, because they've been kind of doing a little, I call it a little, not a squib, but just a little floater just right over the front line. I wouldn't be surprised if they go onside here. Because the
Dragon field position, based on the kicks Carlisle's had tonight, is probably averaging the 45, so an onside kick it really can't hurt.
All right, here we go. Somebody, anybody, and they do. All right, at the 40-yard line, Junction City will take over. Carlisle trying to pry the ball loose, but the Dragons quickly covering up. So Junction City will go to work from the 40 with 1:08 to go in the third quarter. And, folks, let me say this. It is a 2-possession game, but by no means is it over with, because you just witnessed what happened on 3 plays in a row. Fumble, fumble, fumble. Anything can happen. So Junction City, a huge possession here. You need to get down that field and put some more points on the board.
A towel being brought in from the Dragon sideline to cover the football. I mentioned this earlier in the game. It wasn't really raining that bad, but the rain was steady enough that as the ball's sitting on the ground waiting for the offense, it's just soaking up that water. So the towel is there to try to prevent some of the slickness.
And that's what that's what Coach Carpenter had there and sent in. All right, from the 41, the give is to Dancy. Dancy goes into the middle. He's going to pick up about 3 or 4, and that will bring up a second, and we'll call it about 7 as the clock goes under 1 minute here in the third quarter. You're watching Junction City football on the Dragon Sports Network. Our title sponsor, El Dorado Chemical. 2nd and 7. Jacob, any passing going to take place here, you think, or is the head Dragon going to say we're keeping it on the ground?
So far, I'd say you got to keep it on the ground here. They've yet to basically here in the second half, the only thing that stops you is yourself. You fumbled the football twice, so and as soon as I say that, they sling it around a little bit,
and it almost turned bad.
I've called this man's name twice already tonight. Chance Richards, the junior defensive back. He's playing a pretty good game. 2 pass knockdowns, and he almost had a pick 6.
That's what I said. I thought for a second he had him like, no.
If he hauls that in, it's probably between him and Holyfield.
27 seconds left in the third quarter. The Dragons face a third, and I'm going to call it 7 from about the 44-yard line. I have that gut feeling Mr. Dancy's about ready to break one here. I wish he would. All right, here's the give to Mr. Dancy, and they are all over. He breaks away from a couple, hits back in the middle, breaks away for some more. I believe he's got a first down.
I believe he does.
Holy Moses, what a run by Jaquise Dancy. Folks, you have to watch it. I can't describe it. He keeps getting hit. He breaks loose. He makes moves.
He does it all.
He does it all. And I think he's even responsible for keeping the towel on the football to keep it dry. First down for the Dragons. They're in the Carlisle side of the field with 20 seconds to go. And I believe if everything goes right, this should end.
Yes, I was just about to say I'd run this to the quarter, especially with the way the ball handlings went. I don't know if I personally don't know if I'd take another snap.
The next snap, as far as me, would come in the third, but they're going to try to run one more here as the clock runs. They're going to let them.
Gosh, dang it.
And dadgummit, fall on it. Fall on the ball.
That's what I'm talking about. That was what I was hinting at when I said that I don't know if I would take another snap in the third quarter. Just like that, 8 seconds to go on the play clock, and the ball snapped, and it's a 15-yard loss. Excuse me, it's more than that.
Yeah.
23, 24-yard loss.
To end the third quarter.
That's not what you needed.
No, because now you're going to start the fourth quarter with a third, and they got to get to, I believe, or is it going to be second? Excuse me, second down. It's going to be second. They got to get to Andy's up there to get a first down, I believe. We're going to start the fourth quarter here. 1 quarter away from somebody punching a ticket to Little Rock to play for the Class AA state title. The last we heard on Desark Bearden, Desark led at the half, 8-zip. Andy, my buddy's listening and can get over there on one of the internet sites and get a score. Text me an update on it and see what we got. Junction City leads here 30-20 as we start the fourth quarter. And, well, Jacob, we're leading and we got the ball, but the situation we're in is not too good.
Yeah, especially in games like this, with the way with the way the ball handlings went, especially in the second half, just take that one to, take that one to the quarter.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping they would do, and just as we was afraid of, it happened. That was 20 seconds you just could have milked off and not see it. Now you're sitting with a second and 30-something yards here, and I think Coach Carpenter, I believe or say, he looked up. I was watching him, and I thought he figured we'll line up and they're not going to run it, and they ended up running it. But nonetheless, we still retain the football as we start the fourth quarter. The Dragons with a full house backfield. Armstrong, Dancy, and I believe that's 7. That's Keandre Evans. All right, here we go. Fourth quarter. 1 quarter to go. The give is to Evans. Evans is going to pick up about 3 or 4 yards there. It will bring up a third and a good ways to go. And the clock rolling now to start this fourth quarter. So the Dragons, I believe it's safe to say, going to just keep it on the ground. I say that, and of course, we're liable to put it up deep.
And 1 ticket has been punched to Little Rock, according to Fearless Friday. Desark 8, Bearden 0 is the final.
So the Desark Eagles are in Little Rock and waiting on the winner of this game. All right, here's the give to Dancy on third, and we got a ways to go. Mr. Dancy makes a cut into the outside. He will go up to about the 45-yard line where it will be fourth down. And let's call it about 15, 16 yards. Safe to say, I guess the Dragons will punt it away with 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. Junction City leads 30-20, and Jarkel Brown is checking in. Holyfield coming out. The Dragons will punt it away.
He just goes back to the snap right there before the end of the third quarter. Put yourself in a hole so deep that even with 2 good runs, you're still 4th and 16.
Right. A good snap, and Jarkel falls on it. He had trouble handling it, and My goodness, Carlisle's going to open up with great field position at about the 32-yard line.
A situation like that, you almost think he may would have had an opportunity to pick the ball up and spin out and, try to make something out of it. But, that is a smart play on his part, just to fall on the football.
Yes.
Don't give him anything extra, because in the last, 2.5 minutes of the game, Junction's giving Carlisle enough to be thankful for come next Thanksgiving and as far as early Christmas presents.
You are not kidding. They have done that. And here's the other thing. The Dragon defense, you're a defending state champion. You got to play like one if you want to go back and repeat it.
Yes.
Here's your opportunity here. We're going to shut this down. You're not going no further. 10:31 to go, fourth quarter. Junction City 30, Carlisle 20. From the Dragon 32, 1st and 10, the Bison. The give is to Ricks. Ricks hits the middle, and the Dragons trying to wrap him up, but Ricks keeps rolling. He's going to pick up about 9. A good run, and now flags are flying, and this is not good, because I believe we had a little pushing and shoving, things getting heated.
And the last guy will be the one flagged.
That's
so
right.
Whoever's the last one to push will be the one that gets the penalty. And you asked me earlier about, if Junction is to get on the gas, should Carlisle, start throwing? No, Junction's not on the gas. In fact, they've given all the momentum back to the Bison, and as you see, they're in their offense, their formation, doing what they want, down 10, just over 10 minutes to go. Junction with a 10-point lead, but right now it's favoring Carlisle.
Right. I mean, the momentum has turned, and I'm very anxious to see what's going to happen here. We're not going to call any players' numbers or anything at this moment. A couple players, you can see on the screen for yourself, folks. A couple players left field. Let's see what we got here as the head official comes over to talk to Coach Carpenter. Okay, let me get this right. He has been removed from the game.
Yeah, he has been ejected from field of play.
And this is not what you needed here. He has to leave the field. Number 40, I'll go ahead now that we know for sure. Number 40, Jamario Bell is out of the game. Okay, with 10 minutes, 17 seconds to go. Man, that's not what you need.
We have a couple of individuals in the press box bringing up a good point. If Junction is to be victorious here tonight, Jamario Bell will not be eligible for play next week due to the AAA's rule.
That is correct.
Having to sit out a week after being
that is correct.
Suspended.
I'm pretty sure it's for the whole game. We know he's out for at least a half. I'm just going to leave it at that. I think that's how it goes. The bottom line is this. You got to keep you cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not criticizing. It gets heated out there. Don't go too far.
You've done enough to self-destruct based on your play within the last 4 minutes of competition. After the whistle, there should not be anything. Get back to the huddle, because, as you said, it's almost like it's all played into Carlisle's favor. Right now, they are on the doorstep.
They're down 10. Junction City leads 30-20. This situation we got 10-17 to go. It's 1st and 10 from the Dragon 12. The Bison trying to score and make it a one-possession game. From the 12 to give to Ricks. He hits the middle. He's tripped up after about and here we go again with a little pushing and shoving here.
The Dragon defense has to keep their cool. Carlisle trying some things. They've based on their play this year, they've kind of been known as a team to kind of jaw a little bit, and they're trying to play into the Dragons, trying to get in their heads, and you got to keep your cool.
67 Singleton brought out of the game is second, and let's call it about 9. The give again to Ricks. He's got a little sting, but a good tackle.
Great play, Jamarquez Owens.
Owens rides him down to cut down his momentum, and that will bring up third, and let's call it third and about 6 from about the 7-yard line. 9 minutes, 23 seconds left in the game. Junction City leads 30-20, but Carlisle, after the sequence of events has taken place, has the momentum right now. from about the 6-yard line. Here we go. The give is going to be Weddle. He's running hard. He is in for the touchdown, and we have a one-possession game, 30-26 with 9:06 to go. And definitely, Jacob, you said it. That just reinforces it. The momentum is with Carlisle.
Yes, it is. And it all goes back to, the Dragons get the ball. They force Carlisle to punt for the first time in their second drive of the third quarter. They get the ball. Each team exchanges fumbles. And then, it kind of started with the decision to take the snap right there late in the third quarter that basically dug a hole that was too big to get out of. And right now it seems that the Dragons are still trying to dig out of that hole that they've dug themselves in.
All right, the 2-point conversion coming up here. The give is to Weddle, straight in the middle. I might have got a hand on him. I doubt it. 30-28 our score now with 9:06 to go. And this is what it comes down to. 9 minutes, 6 seconds for you to punch a ticket to Little Rock. This is where your leaders on this team step up. This is where Jaquez Dancy has got to prove, I'm the man, give me the ball.
Well, the thing is, he's already proved he's the man. The Dragons have to swallow what's went on the past 5 minutes. Some, out of their hands, and majority of it, their own fault. So, as we talked about earlier, putting the pressure on Carlisle, they haven't been able to do that, and right now the pressure's on the Dragons despite a 2-point lead.
It is, and I say Dancy. Also, you got some more guys there that are very capable of making the plays.
Oh, we've seen it all year. It's definitely not panic mode, but it's just time to.
It's just concern mode.
Yes,
we're not at panic mode yet, but we're definitely at concern mode. And I'm looking at a man right now that can make something happen. Number 4, and they got him on the front line with kicking to him. I don't think he's going to fall. He may grab it and go.
Just fall on the football. You need possession. It's got to go 10.
And it don't. And Junction City.
I don't
understand that. I'm sorry.
That's an excellent play right there by number 21, Devontae Smith. We talk about plays not showing up in the box score. That one won't, because if that ball hits on the ground and gets 10 before Dragon can get on it, it's live. So it's a smart move of him. Just run up there, call fair catch. Nobody can touch him. Grab the football, and it's so far Carlisle's kickoffs tonight have given the Dragons excellent field position. This is no difference right here.
Carter just says I was going to ask you what in the name of Betsy Brown just happened there, because I don't remember making even a fair catch signal. He caught the ball. He could have advanced it. Am I not right?
I thought he fair caught it, but you are correct. Had he not made
I have
signal.
Another question. As the ball is fumbled again and again. Good grief. That ball came loose 3 times there on that one play. The Dragon offense self-destructing here.
I believe that's
a loss of about 6.
That's the Dragons. I want to say it's their 7th fumble tonight. They've only lost, I believe, 2, maybe 3, but unable to hold on to the football, especially here in the second half.
Well, the other thing I was going to ask, which right now it may not even matter, why would you try that kind of kick and give Junction field position at 48? But I think that play just answered it for us.
Until Junction can prove that they can handle the ball and have a successful drive, then.
Right. All right, from the 45 on second down, here's a give. This is Mr. Dancy up the middle, running hard. He is going to go over the 45 of Carlisle to the 44, about the 43. It's going to bring up third and about, I'm going to say, 4 or 5 yards for a first down.
Biggest third down of the season right here.
Yes. 8 minutes, under 8 minutes now to go. 7:55 to be exact. Junction City 30, Carlisle 28. The Dragons with the ball. More than anything, the offense needs to settle down and just keep moving the ball and punch it in.
Expect a lot of under center. I don't see him getting his shotgun, especially the way the balls went. And of course, I'm wrong on that too. But got to protect the football.
All right, third down. Here's the flags everywhere, and this is going against the Dragons. 7:31 remaining in the game. Junction City 30, Carlisle 28. And this is going to back the Dragons up, I believe, another 5. Yep.
So self-destruction could very well be the theme of the second half for the Dragons. so far haven't helped their cause any, minus the drive that they used to answer.
Okay, Smagover score, we just got it. Glen Rose rolling 40-18, and Glen Rose will advance on to the Rock. But real quick, a great season for Smagover. You can't take nothing away from a great season. All right, third down, a huge third down. The give is to Keandre Evans. He's going to pick up about 3 yards, and that's it. As Carlisle is just manhandling them here in the fourth quarter.
So you go from a 3rd and 4. The false start backs it up. That run may have been good enough for a first down.
Yes.
Take away the penalty, and just Dragons, they're going to have to punt it away here.
And the Dragon defense is going to have to make a stand. There is no doubt about it. They have got to make a stand.
And they've proven to be the reason why this team's done what they have so far this year, and it's definitely going to show here in the last 6.5 minutes.
Yes. All right, fourth down. Here's the punt, a high one. Hopefully it's going to get a good roll for the Dragons.
Get it.
It's going to roll to the 1-yard line. Great special teams play by Junction City.
Yes, it was.
And that special teams, it does come in handy.
Yeah, when you least expect it, but when you need it the most, it comes in handy, especially when executed well. Brown, a good job of just not trying to overkick the ball, kick it, let it bounce. And we mentioned the turf earlier on the kickoff as it kind of let the ball shoot out of bounds. That benefited of the turf, the ball being able to bounce a little more and a little better than it would have had we been playing 20 miles down the road.
Right. All right, this is the setting, folks. 6:30 left in the game. Junction City 30, Carlisle 28. The Bison on their own 1-yard line. The Dragon defense, this is where you make your statement. And we had movement. I'm not sure who they're going to blame it on here. I saw movement on both sides, but let's wait and see.
The movement on the Carlisle side of the ball, I believe, was motion.
And they're calling it against the Dragons.
So a golden opportunity missed right there with them backed up into their own territory, but still with Carlisle 94 yards to go for a score.
All right, so now it's 1st and 5 instead of 1st and 10. From the 6-yard line, here's the play, the give, and the Dragon defense swarming in there to make a tackle. I'm not sure who, about 3 or 4 Dragons there immediately to bring down the Bison runner.
Jamarquez Singleton was the first guy on him. He's played a heck of a game so far tonight. He was the guilty party on that penalty, but in that situation, you got a man over here that's firing off the football. He has an appointment next Saturday. I don't know about the rest of them, but Jamarquez plans to be in Little Rock next Saturday.
Man playing with purpose, and that's what you like. 5:57 to go. Here's a give again, and nothing happening. Junction City will stuff that one.
And would you believe me if I told you Jamarquez Singleton pushed the offensive lineman responsible for blocking him into the running back?
All right, good deal there. And that's what you want to see. You want somebody to come up and make the plays, and they're doing it. 5:35 remaining in the game. Junction City 30, Carlisle 28. It is 3rd and 5. I say 3rd and 5. 3rd and let's call it about 4 for the Bison. We need a big stand here because I don't believe they will go for it.
I don't believe so.
If they don't get it here, I can't see them going for it this far back. So you want to stop them here. Here's the play, the give, and second effort, he may get it. He will get it.
Yes, he will.
As the pile keeps going.
And we've seen that in the late in the second quarter, where Ricks, who's done an excellent job of toting the football tonight, brought down at the line of scrimmage, but just kept his feet moving and he, even with help from his teammates pushing the pile a little bit, able to get a big gain. This would keep the tribe alive.
They bring number 70 in for Junction City, Corey Kemp. They're trying to get a little beef up there. Dragons doing all they can, but Carlisle trying to use that size to keep it going. 5 minutes left in the game. Here's the give again into the middle. Nothing happening. Junction City again stuffing it. And keeping an eye on that clock, Jacob. I'm keep calling the timeout because this is what it's coming down to. This is Carlisle's possession right here.
Yes, yeah.
They either do it or they don't.
Yes,
4:40 to go.
This is the do or die possession, and not only for Carlisle but for Junction City, because if the Bison are able to score, with them running the clock the way they have been, how much time will the Dragons have if the Bison are able to punch it in?
And that's like I said, it's huge. But this is what it's all about. When you're playing this late in December, it's huge. All right, here's a give into the middle. The Dragons immediately stuffing and pushing him back.
Matthew Freeman there.
Freeman
initially
on the play. Also, Keandre Evans in there. And I believe that is going to be Owens also. Excuse me. Yeah, Owens also in on the tackle. I saw Mr. Singleton being involved in that. It's going to bring up a third, and let's call it about 4 for the Bison. 3:56 left in the game. Junction City 30, Carlisle 28. Folks, it's kind of a little crazy how we got here, but it was as advertised. This is what it's all about. Huge play. Here's a give. Ricks is going outside. Ricks has got some running room, trying to get the corner turned, and let's see where they mark it. It's going to be close.
This one's going to be close. Keandre Evans from the safety position on the other side of the field, tracking down Ricks as he was able to bounce it outside.
And they're going to measure it. So right now it stands as a 4th and, well, we're still technically on 3rd down, 6 and B, 4th down, but let's see what the measurement's going to be. 3:32 left in the game. Junction City 30, Carlisle 28. Here comes the measurement. And he is short.
He's short. Yes, he is.
It is 4th down. And this is what it comes down to, boys and girls. A matter of inches. You go out, you practice all year long, you do the off season, you do all that stuff we always talk about, and it comes down to about a couple of inches.
Gotta love it.
You gotta love it. If you don't love it, go to the doctor. Something wrong with you.
That's it. We talk about 3,000 yards rushing, and this game could come down to the length of your hand.
Yes, sir. 4th down. Big play. Bison in the same offense they've been in basically all night, folks. The Dragons bunching several up on the line, but they're
in the box.
Got a couple guys covering the outside. Here's the play to give.
They got it.
They got it.
Quarterback, I believe it was just a simple quarterback sneak. I believe that was Brazil on the carry.
And yes, he got the 1st down. So Carlisle keeps the drive alive. They're now near their 30-yard line with 3:23 remaining. And I tell you what, man, wow, this the way we ended up getting here is what's crazy. But nonetheless, from the 30, 1st and 10, here we go, Carlisle. The give is going to be to Ricks. He's trying to bounce it outside. The Dragons attacking him hard, bring him down after about a 3-yard gain. And, Jacob, my hat's off to Mr. Ricks. That young man
is
a load.
Deron Ricks is having an outstanding game. As we mentioned, over 1,700 yards rushing coming into tonight's contest, 23 touchdowns.
And we have a player down on the field.
He's having a great night so far.
We got a player down on the field on 2nd, and we're going to call it about 7. Not sure who it is. We'll wait and see in a minute. But they're going to get them checked here as some personnel, some of the fire department guys here to know first aid and all that good stuff going out there, check things, just make sure I believe everything's all right. We're going to leave it at that right now with no speculation. 3 minutes, 11 seconds left in the game. Junction City 30, Carlisle 28. This is Junction City football on the Dragon Sports Network, brought to you by El Dorado Chemical, our title sponsor. Jacob, do me a favor and give us them sponsors.
Some proud sponsors of the Dragon Sports Network: Junction City Florist, Junction City Pharmacy, McDonald's Grocery, all located in the quaint border town of Junction City. Accident Injury Center of South Arkansas, Three Creeks Baptist Church, Three Creeks Youth Ministry, STI Sims, First Financial Bank, Legacy Neurosurgery, Hog Wild Pest Control, and Blackman Supply, also located in Junction City.
Proud sponsors of the Dragon Sports Network. Right now, the difference between Junction City and Carlisle is 2 points. And a great point brought up here a while ago, Mr. Carter Bryant. Remember the botched 2-point play we got? Will Smith made that play over here. I believe Armstrong caught it.
Yes.
The difference in this game right now.
And also a key, if this game is to continue to go down to the wire like it has, Carlisle has yet to attempt any type of field goal, PAT, nothing. So if they get into position to where what I guess for some other teams would be field goal range, they have yet to show that they have a player capable of kicking such field goal. So that could put a kink in the way they run things. But so far, the Dragon defense has to get off the field right here.
You're right. And right now, I'll tell you what, Derek, go ahead and pick it up. They're bringing the stretcher out. It is a Carlisle player down on the field. And this could be strictly for precaution, folks. Like I said, we're not going to speculate or anything, but we'll talk about this. The 4 teams that were left are the 4. There was no doubt. Everybody you talked to that keeps up specifically with AA football, the 4 best in the state. Des Arc defeated Bearden tonight 8-0. We all know about Bearden, how good they are. Des Arc has been one of those teams that's been in the running since 2005-6. You'd hear about Des Arc, making the runs. You guys faced them 5 years ago in Little Rock. Carlisle, people were asking me about them, and I said, keep this in mind. Carlisle was one play, ladies and gentlemen, one play away from being undefeated. 2 years ago, these guys were in the finals when Kenneth Dixon and company defeated them for the state title. So Junction City, that speaks for itself. You got the 4 best in this state battling it out. And here we are right now with a 30-28 game. Carlisle has the ball. It'll be a 2nd and 7 with 3 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in this contest. And right now, like I said, they're attending to a Carlisle player who is down on their side of the field. We didn't get a number or anything. We're just checking we'll see in a minute for sure. Okay. All right, we're not 110% sure. We're going to leave it at that. But right now, both teams, Junction City over on their side of the field, taking a knee. Coach Carpenter is standing at about the 35-yard line near the Carlisle side, talking to the officials and looking over at the attendants who are checking on the Carlisle player. Junction City football on the Dragon Sports Network. Our title sponsor, El Dorado Chemical. I would tell you how we got to this point, but it's just we don't have enough time. Junction City, Jacob, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Rising game. We were in control, 2 turnovers, a total of 5 yards, and the next thing you know, we're in a dogfight with the Wildcats.
Yes.
And you don't do that with a Clay Toddy coach team. We went ahead and prevailed. I believe the final score 40-24. But Carlisle, give them credit. Like we said, you got one of the 4 best. There's no doubt the 4 best made it this far. Carlisle, there's no quit in them. When we went up 30-14, they fought back, made it 30-20, took advantage of opportunities. Junction City losing their cool there on a couple plays. That's costly. And it led to this, what we're at right now, 30-28.
Definitely a tale of 2 halves.
Yes,
definitely for the Dragons and also the Bison tonight. Jumped out to 8-0 lead. Junction City responded with I believe 22 unanswered points. And but here we are, 30-28 with 3:11 to go in the 4th quarter from Memorial Stadium in El Dorado, with a chance to play Des Arc for the 2013 Class 2A state finals.
Right. And just to touch on what we was talking about, these 4 teams, same 4 teams, same scenarios basically. Bearden traveled to Des Arc. Carlisle comes down to South Arkansas. Same deal we had in 2008. And right now the Carlisle players, that's what I was over on the side, are all some of them kneeling down, kind of huddled up. And the first aid attendants, I can guarantee you folks, they know what they're doing, and it's fortunate you have people this well trained and everything to handle these situations.
Definitely a serious situation. I'm not going to speculate, but player has been down for
quite a while,
probably about 10 to 12 minutes. Does put things in perspective, but I believe they are able to lift him onto the stretcher.
And the rain continues to come down now in sheets, a steady pour. The player is on the stretcher. Do you know for sure who it is now? Okay. We got an idea who it is. I hate to say it and it not be him exactly, but
well, the rain falling harder than it has all night.
Right.
And so that will definitely add to the ball handling concerns for both teams.
And that is coming down very hard now as they get the player. He's on the stretcher. They're getting him strapped down and everything. Junction City on their side here getting loose as we get ready to resume play as they bring the player off the field. And it is number 22
Deron Ricks.
And the fans here giving him a nice ovation. That young man has played
as they
well
should, because he has played a heck of a ball game tonight. I was mentioning earlier about how the offense begins and ends with him. Not necessarily, but he is the workhorse. You know, coming into this game, over 1,700 yards rushing, 22 touchdowns before his big performance tonight that has, kept Carlisle in position to take the lead, which they still have the ability here with on a 2nd and 7. So definitely going to see some more playmakers step up. I would look at number 8, Bo Weddle, to be the first guy to probably get the handoff here.
Who I believe is a Player of the Year finalist.
Yes, on the defensive side of the ball.
Yes.
And Ricks was also a Player of the Year finalist. That is Houghton State Farm for the offensive side of the ball.
Two outstanding players. We wish Mr. Ricks and his family we hope that everything is okay.
Yes,
we hope
do.
that this is strictly precautionary measure. We want to make sure everything's safe kind of deal.
And a quick recovery regardless.
Yes, that is true. All right, folks, we're going to resume play. 2nd and 7, 3:11 left in the game. The give is to, I believe that
Weddle.
is going to be Weddle, and the ball has come out. The battle
I don't
for it.
see any
signal yet,
motion
and Carlisle recovers, so it will bring up a 3rd and let's call it about 3 for a first down, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Clock under 3 minutes.
Maybe about a 3rd. No, let's call it a long 2. 2:45 remaining in the game. Carlisle, no doubt, 2-down territory, no doubt about it at all. Here we go. The give again. I believe this is going to be Weddle.
He is short. He is going to be short.
It's 4th down.
And I believe he got a favorable spot. But nonetheless, he will be short, and it'll be a 4th down for the Bison, under 2.5.
All right, so the big play. Here we go, 2:23 left in the game. And once again, it comes down to a matter of, in this case here, about 1.5 yards.
This is it right here.
4th down. Here we go, folks, the give. And no, he will not get it. No, sir. Junction City, just about the entire defense there to make the play. The Dragons will take over with 2:05 remaining in the game.
Yes,
Junction City 30, Carlisle 28. But the Dragons are not out of the fire yet.
Fire, wind, rain, the stadium yet.
3 timeouts still remain for Carlisle.
Yes.
I guarantee you, folks, they'll burn them to do what they got to do to get that ball back one more time. 2:05 left in the game.
Junction City will have to get a couple first downs to end this contest, but nonetheless, the Dragons do have possession with excellent field position.
All right,
from
the 38-yard line, 2:05 to go. Holyfield under the gun, fumbles the ball. Goodness gracious, alive sake!
And with the 3 timeouts, you can't just simply take the snap and take a knee. I mean, we are having trouble taking the snap. So
they're not, unless the scoreboard is wrong, because I'm looking at the scoreboard and it says 3 timeouts left for the Bison. Carlisle is not burning one here if that is correct on the board. 139, 138, the play clock at 17 seconds. If I'm Randall Holyfield,
I'm milking this thing for all it's worth. That's it. And I'm making sure I have both hands on the football when I receive the ball. Under 1.5 minutes.
2:12. 2nd and 12. Nothing happening there.
Timeout coming. Timeout coming. Yes.
And there it is. There's a timeout. 1:18 remaining. It's 3rd and let's call it. We'll keep it at 12 yards. 3rd and 12. And I'm going to assume the scoreboard is right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say Carlisle now has 2 timeouts left.
So I believe the reason that they did not call timeout initially was if they can get a stop right here, the Dragons not able to get a first down. They call another timeout on the 4th down. Junction makes the decision. Carlisle could get the ball back with one timeout in their pocket, so that kind of makes things a little bit easier for them on the offensive side.
And a good move there. And it also explains why Coach Barbery's on the sideline, even though he's wet and I'm up here in the dry.
That's it.
That's the main thing to look at.
He's paid to know what to do, and we're up here enjoying talking about it.
That's it. You got that right. 3rd and 12, 1:18 remaining. If you need to take your hard pills, ladies and gentlemen, I suggest now is the time. Junction City 30, Carlisle 28. Here we go. From about the 42-yard line on this 3rd and 12. Good snap, the handoff. The give is to Dancy. Dancy's at the 35. Dancy's still on his feet. He's going to drive down to about the 33-yard line.
And 9 seconds will come off the clock, but Carlisle will burn their second timeout.
So that leaves one timeout for the Bison. And they're putting the ball down, let me see, at the 33-yard line. So it's going to be 4th and about, what do you say, Jacob, a good 6 yards?
I'd probably say a good solid 6 yards. Right now, your guess is as good as mine as what's being said in that Junction City huddle. So many factors playing into this 4th down between the weather, the slickness of the football. You have to think if they go for it right here, throwing's out of
no doubt they will go.
Throwing's out of the picture. I mean, with the way they've been able to, hard to hang on to the football tonight. So the Dragons right here on the 4th down. Got to keep it on the ground. Yes.
All right, here we go. 1:09 remaining. Armstrong, Evans in the backfield with Holyfield. Holyfield will go under center. 4th and 6. Big play to give to Evans. Evans breaks loose from tackle behind, and he gets hit. He's going to get stopped. He'll get near the 30. He almost got brought down the backfield, but he managed to get to about the 30. That will burn another 8 seconds off the clock. With 1:01 remaining, the Dragons go on defense again. Carlisle does have one timeout remaining. Our score, Junction City 30, Carlisle 28. And oh my.
I don't think it gets any closer than what we got on our hands right here.
Right here, folks.
Minute 1. One timeout for both teams. And 69 yards separating the Dragons and the Bison from destiny.
All right, here we go. The ball is on the 31-yard line. 1:01 remaining. Dragons lead by 2, 30-28. The give is to, I believe that is going to be number 16. Jacob, help me out there. He's going to pick up about 4.
That was number 10. Jacob
number 10. Yeah.
Excuse me, number 10, Jacob Gordon, the junior running back, kind of also a guy filling in for Ricks in his absence.
Right. 43 seconds to go. Clock running. Carlisle cannot waste any time. The quarterback's got it. He's trying to run. He's got a big play right there. Down.
Big play
Taylor
right there.
Mason, big play. Big play with 35 seconds left. And I believe the Bison will have to burn their time out here. It's going to be 3rd down and huge.
We keep talking about the mishandling of the football by the Dragons, but as we've mentioned all year, when it's bad conditions, both teams are having to play on it. We see the Bison, kind of some miscommunication. The quarterback wants to hand it to a guy who's not there, so he has to tuck it and try to run out and, try to make a play of his own. And Taylor Mason, call it textbook.
Textbook play. Get in the backfield, disrupt.
Huge play. 3rd and 11. That Dragon defensive line, regardless of the outcome tonight, can't talk more about him.
Great play by Taylor Mason to set up a 3rd and 11, because now the Bison are forced to a situation. And no doubt they're going for it and all that. You throw that out this is it right here.
It's 4 down, no doubt about it.
But you want to at least put them on their heels. But if you're Junction City, you watch out here.
This is huge right here. Got to watch maybe some trickeration, anything like that.
In the shotgun, they spreading people out everywhere. Here's the throw.
Intercepted! Josh Armstrong!
At the 20, at the 15,
He's gonna take
at the 10. He's taking us to Little Rock, ladies and gentlemen, with 26 seconds left. Holy Moses, the man whose name we have called all freaking year long makes the play of the year. 36-28, Junction City. He just punched a ticket to Little Rock here. If we can get this 2-point conversion, let's be on the safe side. We're up 8.
Yes, it's still one possession game.
Yeah, or kick it. Either one. Oh, my. Whoo! It goes back to what let me get my heart back.
Oh, yeah, you get your heart back. I'll explain the play.
Go for it.
Simple slant route. Carlisle doubles on each side of the field. Simple slant route. Ladies and gentlemen, it happened so fast, I don't know if he underthrew, overthrew, what he did to the receiver. But number 4, Johnny on the spot like he has been all year, took it to the house, and the Dragons have an 8-point lead. This is a huge extra point to make it a 2-possession game.
Man, this is super, super, super huge.
And delay a game, not at the time you need it, but.
Well, safe to say we're going to kick it here, so we'll take that. As Coach Carpenter walks out to talk to, he's got Randall with him, though. They're talking. And I don't know if Junction City may have went ahead and burned a timeout to make sure everything's straight. Because you get this extra point, you put things where you want it. 26 seconds left. Junction City 36, Carlisle 28. Josh Armstrong once again coming through. We talked about it in the pregame. You're going to need people to make some big-time plays. He just made it. Dragons going for 2 and another flag. Delay a game. I mean, good gracious.
So two delay of games in a row.
And we just got this. Let me go ahead and jump in here, Jacob. We just got this from the Rev. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Armstrong, this is your state semifinals. And me and Jacob always have a saying, BTP, BTP, BTG. Big-time players, they make big-time plays in big-time games. Josh Armstrong just intercepted pass, took it in the end zone, put Justin in this position. Jacob, he has 24 tackles tonight.
And not a one of them bigger than that interception.
Amen. Holy Moses. Great game of Josh Armstrong.
Yes,
I mean,
he is.
Can't say enough about the young man. The Dragons going for 2, and now from about the 13-yard line. Holyfield straight up the middle, makes a cut. He's got it. He's got it. Junction City 38, Carlisle 28 with 26 seconds left in the game.
The 13-yard quarterback keeper. I don't know if that one's in too many people's playbooks, but nonetheless, it's a 2-possession game at the biggest point of the game so far.
And the
Josh
announcement
Armstrong
that I've been waiting to make all night, Dragon fans, tickets for the state finals will go on sale Tuesday at the school. Contact the school for more information about exactly what time they'll start selling them. Junction City 38, Carlisle 28. And also check on Facebook. Go to the Junction City School site on Facebook or to the website. There will be information there also. All right, squib kick. Carlisle calls fair catch, and it will be at the 39-yard line is where it will begin as the rain now increases.
What a half.
You ain't kidding. Derek just sat here and went, whew. That's exactly how I feel right now. It's been crazy. It's been wild. It's been wet out there. I'll tell you that right now. Carlisle huddling up. We're waiting on the officials here as they signal play to start. We're here. We're ready to go now. 26 seconds left. Junction City leads by 10, 38-28. Here's a little kind of toss and play into the middle. Nothing is happening there. In fact, this is what we want. Just stand there and keep going back and forth as the clock runs down. 16 seconds, 15 seconds. Carlisle has no timeouts. There's one play to go. It's not really going to matter anyway.
It's not going to happen.
I don't even think it's going to happen as the Bison start walking off the field. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Dragon fans, buy your state final tickets. We're going back to the Rock. We're going to defend this title till the end. Our final score, Junction City 38, Carlisle 28. Next Saturday at noon, the Dragons will be playing at Paul H. Muse Stadium North. Well, excuse me, we'll go ahead and call it what we should. War Memorial Stadium. Their 6th trip to the state finals since 2003. Jacob, how you feel about it, baby?
I'm still trying to digest this whole situation that just unfolded in front of my eyes tonight. Just a resilient performance. I mean, we go from in charge of the game. You know, it's your destiny on the line to self-destruction. to one of the most important pieces of this team this year, coming up with so far the biggest play of the year and the interception return. And you know, you can only defend your state championship if you actually play in the state finals the next year, and the Dragons have that opportunity on Saturday.
You mentioned it, I'm going to say it now. From the first game of the season, when he had 29 tackles, folks, 29, to tonight where he has 24 tackles. If we gave out a player of the game, Mr. Armstrong and Mr. Dancy, both of them, you'd have to consider both of them, but I think I'd have to throw Mr. Armstrong in there. 24 tackles, the Rev said, and the biggest play of the game, the interception that sealed the deal and gave the Dragons a chance to grab another piece of the rock next Saturday at noon. Folks, we will be on the air at approximately 11:30 next Saturday. Now, here's the deal. You will only get the audio version of the game. We will do audio. We cannot do video because if we do video, it costs $5,000 to broadcast the finals live. But here's the good news. We will record the game Sunday at 1 o'clock, regardless of the outcome. You will get to see the entire game. Check the Junction City school site, as I just mentioned, or Facebook for more information on that. Or if you're not sure what I just said and you're still sitting there going, wow, what an ending to all this, they'll have the information there. We'll be on the air approximately 11:30, 12 o'clock. In the immortal words of the great Yogi Berra, it's deja vu all over again. The Desark Eagles will take on the Junction City Dragons for the Class AA state title. Unreal. Your thoughts on it all, Jacob?
I mean, the resiliency of this Dragon football team, as I just got through mentioning, you see the players down on the field, you know, some of them hugging their parents. This is what you do. This is what it's about. January, February, March, you know, you hear people say, I'm ready for football season. But to the teams that are actually trying to fight in December and have that opportunity to hoist that beloved trophy at the end of the year, football season's all year round. The fans only see the August through December. But as we see Keandre Evans and Jacquees Dancy walk off the field, Bo Hucks, you got to feel great for these seniors having an opportunity to defend their state championship. It's one more week. Comes down to the final two teams standing in the Class 2A, the Desark Eagles and the Junction City Dragons.
And we're watching Coach Carpenter. He's walking off the field. He just coached his 300th game. And, folks, he just saw his team go back to Little Rock again for the – actually, I keep saying this. Yes, I'm right. Sixth time they will go back. Chance to win title number 5, all in the last 10 years. 10 years ago today, Junction City won their first state title. Tonight, they just punched a ticket to go for number 5. That says it all right there. Unreal how this is all played out. But going back to what we talked about in the pregame, you're going to have some people step up and make plays. We called out some names. One of them was Josh Armstrong. In case you missed it a while ago, 24 tackles, the interception that saved the day. And is that, you sure that is correct? Right. Okay. We got Matthew Freeman down also for a huge night. Let's talk about him because Carter Bryant, when me and him were talking before you interviewed him, said you got to have some people step up and make some plays. Rev just got through adding up all the numbers. Matthew Freeman, 27 tackles tonight. 27. Between him and Josh Armstrong, 51 tackles. A guy that you needed to step up, stepped up. Look like you're about speechless. I'm about out of voice. We're fixing to wrap it up. Next Saturday, 11:30, we'll be on the air. Junction City will take on Desark for the Class AA state title. For Ricky the Rev Watts, our stat man, great job he does. Our studio hostess, Miss Melissa Pumphrey. Of course, tonight we did not do the studio because we had our first all-star cheerleader. She graduated tonight. Miss Pumphrey attended, but she joined us up here in the booth. Jacob Pumphrey on the color. Appreciate it, man. Mr. Josh Ayers, he does it all, folks. We call him the producer up here in the stands. He keeps us all in line. Derek Watts on the camera. I'm Wayne Pumphrey. We want to thank Carter Bryant for joining us tonight and keeping us company and rooting these Dragons on.
Good luck to the Wildcats.
And Miss Jessica Hammett for helping us out as always whenever we need something. She's up here helping us tonight. We appreciate it all. And we had a guest up here tonight. Is Miss Miranda still here? Or she done snug off? I did. I got him. And let me say this real quick. Tomorrow night, 5:30, pregame show on Kicks 103. Carter Bryant and Michael West. Am I right? Right on the money. They're going to bring you the El Dorado Pine Bluff game. Check it out, folks. Mr. Bryant predicted it. He said, I'm going to save y'all seats, keep them warm. Y'all come on up next Saturday and settle it. I'm Wayne Pumphrey. Have a great weekend. See you in the Rock.